You're welcome to the world of Spellbee International.
Let's see our round number 15. This is your last round in your spelling. Before we learn to present an argument, let us first understand what is an argument. Ah, you say you know what it is? You have witnessed and have engaged in a few yourself? Well. This is the most commonly and popularly used meaning of the word argument. To fight, the first meaning here. To fight or to quarrel with someone who has an opinion different from yours. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the second meaning of the word, the one that I have circled here. I'm talking about the set of reasons given in support of an idea or theory, a line of reasoning, verbal reasoning. So, what is this round 15 all about? About argument, about organizing your thought process. To put it simply, I could actually say, like you had jumbled words in jumble tumble, jumbled sentences and form the correct sentence. This is just jumbled sentences of a paragraph you will put in order and get it done with. But to put it in the way we have planned it for you, do you really want to know? I think you should know. We have taken you on a journey that ends here in round 15. I'll explain. In any spell bee, they give you just a set of words to memorize spellings, but some competitions will also add meanings or phonetics, synonyms, etc. Our dear darling students, as you are in level 4, you have to understand and you have got to listen to what you just finished, what you're about to finish. You're going to complete a wonderful roller coaster journey that started with learning morphemes, the smallest meaningful units of the language. Sounds of words, word forms, inflections, and derivations. Remember? And word combinations, collocations. You remember all this? So, how a word is formed, what different forms it can take, with what other words do they combine, and how they become a phrase, clause, sentence. And of course, you learned synonyms, antonyms, idioms, phrases, literary devices too. You are now fully equipped with the building blocks to construct towering works of literary genius. And it is in this round you're being trained to become a master communicator. So you need to understand every communication has a goal. It might be to inform, to entertain, to persuade, to express feelings, or a number of other purposes. And in this round, we'll show you the different types of presenting information that serve whatever is your goal. Let's look at several options you have for structuring an arguments. So this is, I was telling you, this is how we have taken you. We've started from words and we're ending with profound literary expressions. So these are the different types. Story sequencing order. For a younger grade, it would be a very simple story about a monkey and two cats who quarrel with a piece of bread. And for an older grade student, it would be about organizing the story structure. For example, we have here the story of how to train your dragon. This is one type, story sequencing, and there is logical order, a rhyme for a younger kid called Monday's Child, which proceeds in the days of the week. After Monday comes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, in that order. And for group 2, that's grade 2 student, you have setting up a fish bowl. What are the steps that you logically progress? And then we have chronological order. Chronology, nothing means, it just means time order. So it can be from the present to the past or from the past to the present. All right. So we have here some interesting biographies about Walt Disney, Joan of Arc, and continental drift. Continental drift, how continents used to be one single landmass and how they through the course of time drifted apart, and the war of currents between Edison and Tesla, what really happened and who was a better scientist and who invented what and what transpired during the War of Currents, and biography of Jackie Chan, Plastic Through the Ages. We have the history of Olympic Games for group 3. This is the order, chronological order. And what is analogical order? Analogy is nothing but comparison. So here we have life is like a box of chocolates. An expert from the movie script of a movie, and this is all these are comparing one thing to another. Finally, we have here the closing argument of a lawyer, where he compares the condition of the person who is about to be convicted to this little bird that is in the hands of a little boy who is hiding behind, who's hid that bird in his hand. This is for group number, I think, 8. It's a very interesting one. I think group 8 students will enjoy. So we have different types of ordering, as you can see here. And what is emphatic? Emphatic is the adjective form of the word emphasis. So the ordering can be either from small to big, from easy to difficult, from simple to most complex, or from least importance to most important. Here we have many interesting ones. This is from group 5, so grade 5 students book, Making Sense of Senses. So many people think people only have 5 basic senses. And our mom, she always says, with the gaining of the 6th sense, we have even lost all our 5 senses. This is our DK mom's quote. And this here in this exercise, we actually delve deeply into understanding what all the senses that we possess. And you can see actually here in point number 5 that we have more than 5 senses. Many neuroscientists identify 9 or 21, and some even list as many as 33 senses. So what are these different senses that we possess? This is emphatic order from simple to most complex. And we have deductive and inductive reasoning. We have climactic and anticlimactic order. Climactic is slowly progressing, reaching a crescendo and finishing with a very interesting, a very engrossing climax. Anticlimactic order is when the reverse of what you think happens, or it is also the order in which the newspapers print their articles. The most important one comes at the beginning. The headline gives the crux of the most important. Everything that's most important comes in the headline itself. That is the anticlimactic order. And when you read through the article, you will actually find that events are described in the decreasing order of importance. That is the anticlimactic order. And then we have compare and contrast order. We are comparing and contrasting dolphins and sharks, fruits and vegetables. That's very interesting. And Arctic and Antarctic. And here we have for a higher grade, that's grade 7, we have compare and contrast poem by Maya Angelou, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. It's actually an allegory. She compares people who are free and people who are not to that of a caged bird and a free bird. And then we have cause and effect order. A very interesting one here we have here is what made the Nobel Prizes possible. A bad piece of journalism actually contributed to instituting the Nobel Prizes. This is for grade 5. And what causes extinction? A very thought-provoking read. So all our articles, we penned it ourselves. That will be very interesting for you to read. And problem and solution order. And then we have narrative paragraph or a narrative poem. Here we are describing, this is in group 9, how a 12-year-old girl gave Pluto its name. So it's being narrated to you. A narrative paragraph will definitely have a different organization compared to other types of paragraphs, right? It's more like you're listening to a story. A persuasive paragraph will make you want to act based on what you're listening. So here we have a poem on democracy, and then we have the final speech from the movie The Great Dictator. And then we have a process paragraph or how-to paragraph. How to read poetry by Billy Collins is a good read here. This is in grade 8. And how to survive a quicksand, that is in group 7. If you really want to know, take the group 7 book and see how to survive a quicksand. And analytical writing, here we analyze why something is done. So the tone in which it's written, the choice of words, the way it is written will be very different, right? So here we are analyzing why the Russians used to put a frog in the milk. There's a frog in milk. Yeah, for good reason. Actually, they used to put this brown frog to preserve the milk from getting spoiled. So every night Russians put, yes, this really happened. It's not an old wives' tale. And now they're actually researching on what enzymes these frogs are secreting that keeps the milk from getting spoiled. And then we have experimental report writing. This is an experiment of 5 monkeys. And argument and counter argument. We have a real case scenario between 2 lawyers, and then we have arguments and counter arguments about animal testing. That's a very good one. So you understand the purpose of this round is make you understand the purpose of this round primarily is for you to construct your own literary expressions, because words and all these inflections, collocations, and synonyms, antonyms, like I just told you, are just building blocks. And you are to build your own towering works of literary genius. And here I have a video that we have prepared actually for a conference, but this would be driving the point straight to you. This would make you think and understand the importance of words and on how they can and have shaped the world as we know it today.